Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into episode 78. That's right, episode 78 of the Chillin for Our Lives podcast. And I am your host today, ElectricityWave. And I am joined today by the illustrious, the beautiful, the wonderful Stadium Beats. We got a great episode coming for you guys. We're going to be talking about the new Godzilla versus Kong movie, some breaking news with 100Thieves, E3, and we'll throw in some rapid fire and some random topics as well. I hope you guys are interested in that. If you are, stay tuned. Because we got a lot coming at you. But before we get into any topics, we can just talk about, how we've been. Like we talked about it right before the podcast, the 70s for the podcast. I don't know. It's like if it's the way we've been planning it or it's kind of been a little funky with like guests and stuff. Sometimes you got to record like 2 episodes in a week. But it does feel like every week, I always think we're an episode ahead. Like I always think we're one ahead. And I don't know why I do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been in the same boat. My headphones just started doing this really funky thing right now. So I'm going to try to work through that and talk at the same time. But because I remember the episode 69 where I said nice at the beginning, that felt like I did that a year ago. And I think we've had a few guests in the 70s. So we might record like twice in 1 week, like you said. So then we'll go a whole week without recording. So then like a whole week goes by, but we're still in the 70s maybe. Or like... I don't know. I've definitely noticed it too, though. It's weird. It's a weird phenomenon.
It's really weird. Yeah. From this past week, I don't know. I don't even really remember last week's episode. I remember we were kind of hyped about the Godzilla versus Kong movie, which we ended up watching that in Discord with the Storm fam, and it was pretty much everything that I wanted it to be. A lot of epicness. We had a little bit of trouble because of Discord streaming, the quality, but we ended up, working through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's one of those movies where I feel like you have to watch that in IMAX and like you will be blown away.
Yeah. After watching it for maybe like 20, I think probably full spoilers, by the way, for this movie.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do like, we'll put I know we're bad with timestamps, but we will put a timestamp in the description of like click here to bypass the Godzilla versus Kong spoilers. So if you don't want those, go in the time description right now on YouTube and click on it. Or if you're on a listening app, then just check it in there and then fast forward to that part and then you'll be good to go. Yep. But like after the first time they fought, round 1, you could say, I was like, man, people, I'm like watching, I'm sharing the screen on Discord and they're watching it like on their computer monitor or something. I was like, man, I don't know if this is ideal for this kind of movie because I'm thinking IMAX, which of course we're in a pandemic, so that's not exactly ideal. But I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really fun.
And it was really cool because we had a good amount of people in the Discord, and we ended up taking votes on like who was voting for Kong and who was Team Zilla. And it was like almost right down the middle equal. So it was really cool to see that everyone was kind of split on who they wanted to win.
Yeah, when you can like click on the video channel and it shows everyone in there like kind of in a grid on your screen and it's like loaded with people and I'm like, dang, this is pretty cool, actually. Yeah. It made me feel like I was a part of something. It was fun. Everyone was cool. Everyone had their say. Everyone like had some insight or everyone was excited or had their snacks or whatever. It was great.
And they ended up adding something really recent. I haven't looked into it too deep, but on Discord, I can add this thing which is called a stage channel. And it says it's a voice channel for hosting events with an audience. So that'd be really cool, to try something like that in the future. But it pretty much felt like an event, like you said, like because everyone was super hyped for it. It's like Kong versus Zilla isn't really one of those movies where you have to watch the rest. Like it does help, but at the end of the day, it's just 2 fucking giant monsters just whooping each other's ass. So
yeah. I'm glad I watched the movies leading up to it before, but after watching it, I realized like I totally didn't have to. They're good movies, so I'm glad I did. But it was like you more, you get more lore and understand more of what's happening. But this movie was way less about the humans in the story and way more of like we're just gonna have these 2 giant monsters fight.
Yeah, and not too many times I watch a movie, even if it's good, and I want to rewatch a movie. But with Kong versus Zilla, or which way you want to say it,
I'm pretty sure it's a Godzilla versus Kong is the official title.
Yeah, that's a movie I would definitely watch again.
Yeah, me too. I probably will see it in IMAX. It's still so new, so I'm sure I have plenty of time. There's an IMAX theater just right down the road, so I'll probably go to that. It felt like a King Kong movie to me more than a Godzilla movie. Like it felt like Godzilla Kong clearly felt like the protagonist. You know, like he had the story with the girl that could communicate with him, and the humans were more about like trying to help King Kong, like the main humans that they were focusing on. Millie Bobby Brown and her like crew had their story, which didn't really feel important at all.
Yeah.
But it really felt like Kong was the protagonist and that Godzilla was like the antagonist, even though he's not exactly like a bad guy. But that's what it felt like to me. It was a Kong movie featuring Godzilla.
Yeah, that's why I went Team Kong, because I just had a feeling, you know, with the rest of how the movies went, he was just way more connected to the audience, the way they build the story up. So.
Yeah, and I liked the letting him communicate with that girl with sign language. I thought that was cool too, because that's another layer of connection that you can have with them. The girl I thought was like a phenomenal actor. She doesn't have a single voice line, but she's still like through her facial expressions and her body language, she was able to convey all of her emotions like super well. They had a funny joke with the guy when she did a sign, like she did a sign calling him a coward or something, and he didn't understand it. So and the older lady was like, "Oh, she said you were really brave." And then they like did a joke with that later. And just the fights were sick. Fucking King Kong he like put a foot on a skyscraper and like wall jumped off of it and did a Superman punch to Godzilla in the face. What more do you want out of a movie?
Yeah, and the axe that he had too.
Yeah, that's something I didn't see at all. I'm not huge in I don't know the history of Godzilla or King Kong too much, but I don't know if they've ever given King Kong an axe before. But that was such a good way of like evening out the fight a little bit, because you know Godzilla can breathe fire, so it's like, well, what the fuck can King Kong do? Well, we're gonna give him a giant axe that is powered up by Godzilla's fire, by the way, and he's gonna be a beast with it. Kong definitely knew his way around that axe too. It was great.
Yeah, it was exactly what I was expecting. I thought like just the cinematics of it, and you know, the effects, how the city broke down, and they just fucking destroyed like $3 trillion worth of stuff in that movie.
Yeah, the entire city of Hong Kong is gone. I feel like
obliterating.
Yeah, they would get blasted back and fly through like 6 buildings, or who the hell knows what. Just everything was gone. I feel like they spared no expense with this movie.
Yeah, and like I think they're called the Thieves, the vehicles they had to go to the center Earth core.
I think so. That sounds right.
Those were badass too. And like, yeah, and when they went down there and Kong was fighting those like they were like pterodactyl type creatures, like those flying dinosaurs. He just like ripped its head off. Oh my god!
Drank the blood out of his neck. Oh my god, that was brutal.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was so cool, and he like. Kong's like floating through space basically, or you know, he's like floating through what's it called, Hollow Earth. He's like floating through that, and then he gets on the his throne is there, and he sits on that with his axe. That felt so badass. You're like just looking at this, like his name's King Kong for a reason, you know,
right? So
or his title is King, I guess. And so that was so cool. But I loved as soon as Kong got his I flip-flopped their name so many times already. But as soon as Kong got his axe and like powered it up, Godzilla is like, no. He literally breathed a massive blast of fire all the way through the earth to try to fuck him up from there. That was pretty cool too.
There's just so much epic. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt epic. Like there's no way it can't be, but I feel like it's still very possible to screw it up. But they didn't. They just felt like, what's all the biggest and baddest things we can do? And that's what we're going to do. The very first connected shot is such a cool shot, I guess you could say, like a cool camera shot where they're on that giant boat and it's like zoomed out. They're kind of like, it's kind of like a fighting game kind of, where Godzilla's on the left and King Kong's on the right, and Kong throws the biggest right hook haymaker you've ever seen in your life, and he blasts Godzilla in the side of the jaw with it, and it looks so good. Oh man, as soon as that I'm pretty sure that's the first blow that you see, and I was like, I'm in for this. This is too good.
Yeah, I have to see that in IMAX. It would just like, the audio would be so much better.
Yeah, I bet the subwoofers when he lands that first punch is probably shakes the whole building.
Yeah,
I hope it does.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm glad we watched it. It was really fun. So the next big movie for the Discord is the Mortal Kombat one, which is coming up kind of soon.
I think in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think that's a Friday.
So if you want
too.
to be there, yeah, I'm pretty sure movies usually come out on Fridays. So if you want to be there, join the Discord. I'm not going to be there for that one. I might be I'll be in voice chat afterwards though. Well, I guess it depends on when you guys watch it, because I'll probably go see it in the theater like during the day. So if you guys watch it at night, then I'll either watch it with you guys to watch it again, or I'll just jump in voice chat right after and talk to you guys about it. Or talk about it with you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hype. So
yeah, it looks good.
Yep, it was fun.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about the movie.
Been on.
Yeah, let's move on really quick before we get to our next topic. I was gonna bring it up in the beginning, but I didn't really think about it. I have a new song that came out this week. If you listen to wherever you listen to music, except for Spotify, I can 100% confidently say it is available right there, right now, this very second. If you listen on Spotify, it might be there. It might not be. And if it's not there, it will be soon. I have it submitted. It's just totally up to when Spotify accepts it. So all that stuff. It's on Apple, Tidal, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to music at. And then it'll be live on my YouTube page Friday. So tomorrow when you're listening to this, right at midnight. And it'll be on my SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all of my stuff. Wherever you usually listen to my music, it'll be right there. Really proud of this one. I think it's good. And dope ass cover. I got an amazing cover made for it. It's called Every Time. So you can search it. Yep. Every Time by Stadium. You can search it. It'll be there. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. And it'll be on my upcoming DMCA free streamer content creator album type thing.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's about it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, that's exciting, because I remember you always will throw some tracks my way and just try to get a vibe for it, and that was one of those where I was like, this is so fucking good, and I'm excited to see everyone's reaction to it, because it's really, really good, really catchy. It's a good summer vibe. So
yeah, I think it's coming out at a good time.
Yeah,
weather's getting nice outside. Yeah, when I sent it to you, I usually do like send it to you to get an idea or a vibe, like, well, what do you think of this one? But with this one, I just said, like, I think I have something here, and it was more like, it wasn't more of what do you think of this? It was more like, check this out. Yeah. So I felt pretty confident in this one.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
It's a banger.
It is. So check it out. Pretty please. And if you don't, then that's cool. But do it.
Yeah, but do it, because you're missing out if you don't listen to it.
Do it. But do it. All right, let's talk about 100 Thieves, man.
Yep.
What happened with them?
100 Thieves just making moves, like, we talked about this a lot off camera and stuff, but I'm not the biggest advocate of, orgs and stuff, because you just see people constantly leave and join in Twitlongers, all that stuff. But 100 Thieves, they're the real deal. They are the gaming organization that I admire. They have some of the best creators. They are always posting like amazing content where like they have the collabs of people in the house, and everyone's personality works so well together. And they have these little challenges. They bring games to life. They'll do like obstacle courses or Easter egg hunts or, just whatever. And it looks so fun,
Yeah, they look like they have a good time.
Yeah. So, CourageJD, you got Valkyrae, and they've been in the org, almost since, the beginning. They've been in there for, a few years now, since I started streaming pretty much. So like about 3 years, maybe more. And they've been like the big names of it. You have Nate Shots, like the owner, and then you have, all their investors and stuff. But today,
Drake and Scooter Braun own a stake in them too. So those are two huge names also.
Yeah, massive. And today they announced that CourageJD and Valkyrae are new co-owners of 100 Thieves, which is pretty crazy because we haven't seen any creators, move. Most of the time people stay as a creator and then they kind of move to another org, or they just go by themselves. And this is kind of like a new move where you see like the creator becoming part of like the owner of the org. And I think it's like such a good move by 100 Thieves choice, because They're just like Valkraye obviously is fucking just dominating the game on YouTube. Courage is killing it. It's just like two good people too. They're like they have good morals, head on their shoulders, and it was a badass video that they announced too. So I'm excited to see kind of what they do. And another thing too is no one really knew what Valkraye was going to do because she had her contract to be renewed, I think sometime this year, or coming up. So people were like, is she going to, go solo, create her own org? What's she going to do? And then like this kind of solidified the idea that she's going to, she's all in with the 100 Thieves. And it makes me happy because, I think what they have is very special. So.
Yeah, and if it was one of those things where it was like crappy behind the scenes or something like that, she's clearly huge enough she could totally just let her contract expire and then go off on her own, be totally fine, maybe even more successful, who knows. But she now has stake in the company, so she's making bank. I don't know if it's possible to have had a better year in content creation currently than what Valkraye is having. Like she won Content Creator of the Year at the Game Awards. She her average viewership has skyrocketed. All of her YouTube views or videos get insane views. Her streams, everything. Courage, Courage is in a very similar boat. His numbers are insane. Is there even like what would be like the second biggest org you think?
Probably FaZe. FaZe arguably is like they would probably say they're number one. And I mean, I don't know the numbers, but FaZe is killing it, obviously. But 100 Thieves is like my personal favorite. So
okay, so that's cool. Just that they, obviously, if you have someone like Drake in your organization, like he's one of the biggest celebrities on the planet. But Courage and Valkraye are like they're in the thick of it. They're putting out content every day. They know the game inside and out. So for them to now own it, that it's going to be good for everyone trying to join 100 Thieves in the future, that they have content creators actually running things and they know the game, they know how it works. I think it's a great move.
Yeah. I'm really like interested in seeing how this affects like anything, and maybe we don't see any of it. It might just all be business. Yeah,
which it probably will be if I had to guess, because they're already so synonymous with 100 Thieves. Like I can't even name any other content creator on their team. Like that's no disrespect to anybody. I'm not like in it like that, but I for sure even before this I could have told you that Courage and Valkraye are a part of it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just really cool for them. It's kind of just like a nice celebration. And I mean, they're probably just going to be behind this. I can't imagine like how much even more busy they're going to be with stuff, because being a content creator full time in its own, is a ton. They're posting daily YouTube videos. They have like all their social medias that like, as you get to a certain size as a content creator, you have to care more about Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, because you have such a big influence and opportunity to grow that you have to be on them. And then having like, they have to come up with their YouTube ideas and their stream every day, and they have to pay like their employees. They have assistants, they have mods, like all that, editors. Well, now, they're going to have to take care of the 100 Thieves business meetings and like decision making. And it's just like, I wonder if like their life even changes that much because they're already pretty invested, or maybe they just care a little bit more because they're like financially invested. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves is big in esports too. So are they? What if Valkyraye doesn't know anything about esports? What if Courage doesn't know anything about esports? Like obviously they do, but I'm just saying. For example, what if like I wonder if maybe Courage runs more of the content creation side, and maybe they'll give Valkraye part of like obviously they're in their contracts and in their meetings of who's going to do what, but it could just be so much more time. Like are they going to go to because does Nate Shot usually show up at like all of the esports events? Like I'm sure he does. So like they're gonna have to go to all those now, I think, if that's part of their deal. So much time.
I don't know how. Like I would love to sit down with them in a couple months and just ask them how their day-to-day has changed, or like how do you balance life? Because Courage is dating someone, so he's got to spend time with his girlfriend. Valkraye probably just wants to chill with her friends. Like, how do they even be normal people?
Yeah. Hopefully someday we can interview them.
Yeah,
on the Chillin for Our Lives podcast.
Yeah. Well, like I remember hearing or watching a video, and Pokimane was talking about how she had 15 employees. So, I mean, maybe they just keep hiring. If they're owners, they're going to be making more money. So maybe they have people taking care of more stuff, like, and they get more time to their stuff. I don't know. It just seems like some insane shit, honestly, going on.
Yeah, because being a part of the team in general. So Pokimane's not a part of a team, I don't think, is she?
Not really, but I think she's involved with I can't think of it, but with like Lily Pichu, and I have to look it up, but I don't know.
So let's say if Pokimane has 15 employees, maybe Valkraye doesn't have to worry, but maybe she doesn't do that because she is a part of 100 Thieves. So maybe people that help her and work for her are like 100 Thieves employees and not Valkraye employees. So she might have hired like a specific assistant or something. But now that she's co-owner, I'm sure she has hella employees now. Everyone under 100 Thieves, obviously.
Yeah.
But so maybe she wasn't really in the game like that, or in it like that beforehand with having a whole team around her. I don't know. Does Courage? Because I know you watch Courage quite a bit, right? Or you used to, at least.
I used to when he was on Twitch. I mean, I still check up every now and then.
Yeah. Does he talk about having like assistants or a team or anything like that?
To be honest, from what I know, most big streamers like that, like say a Nick Mercs might have a lot of employees too, but say Tim the Tapman or Courage, the only employees I think that they know of are maybe like editors and designers, and then like a lot of the people that work for Courage probably are a part of 100 Thieves, like a videographer or photographer or editor, and they probably just work with those members.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure everyone. That's such a cool thing about content creation or just being your own business. It's like you can do whatever you want. This person might have 15 employees. This person might have 1. This person might have 2. It's whatever works for you. You just hire some people and let them do their thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. That's all I really got to say about that. Like, huge congrats to them. 100 Thieves. It's so cool seeing something video game based being so big, like with Drake and Scooter being a part of it. Even before they got involved, Nate Shot himself made it so big. This is being picked up by like actual news outlets. It's not just something you see on IGN or GameSpot. It's like an actual news article or topic that you can see somewhere. It's really, really cool. Video games have, I feel like they've been one of the biggest, obviously they've been one of the biggest mediums forever, but they might be, it's like arguably number 1 now. It's, that's one of the beautiful things of the world is that video games is just like massive, and they'll never go away ever.
Yeah, I can't see them going away.
No. Phone. There was talk, like in the past, not of them going away, obviously, but like phone games are taking over. Phones are killing the video game industry. This, that, and the other thing. But no, phone games are great. PC games are great. Consoles are great. PS4 or PS5 is like highest selling console ever. We're in such a good space. Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. I remember how like fun phone games were. Like you would just be so pumped to like play Snake, or you know what I mean? Not really. I like, to be honest, I've never been like, there's never been a game on my phone that I really liked.
Really? I used to play Snake when I was little.
Yeah, Snake is cool. I don't know if I ever played it. Yeah, I'm sure I played Snake on a phone before. Oh yeah, like the little like old like Nokia phones or whatever, like the little flip phones. Yeah, that had Snake on it. Yeah, Snake is fun. It's hard. Have you ever beat it?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know if I ever will either. Why not?
There's this video back like super back in the day, like maybe before YouTube even. There's a video of someone. It's like a sped up video of somebody completing Snake, and it's like absurd. Really? Yeah, because it literally doesn't get completed until you fill up the whole screen. So they have to like make. Eventually, it gets to the point where you have to go all the way to the top and then move one space over, and then all the way to the bottom, then one space. You have to fill up. It's crazy. It's pretty cool though. I haven't played Snake in years.
That's so funny.
But it looks fun. Yeah. But yeah, and like other thing with video games being so big is like Jimmy Fallon they played Among Us on Twitch yesterday, which, you know, they've streamed it live on Twitch, and then it was also shown on Jimmy Fallon Live, or the Tonight Show, I think is what he does. The Tonight Show, which that is viewed by millions and millions and millions and millions of people, like way more than anything on the internet really gets viewed, live at least. So there's gamers on there, like Valkraye. Speaking of Valkraye, she was on there. Sykkuno, Corpse, yeah. Do you think, aside really quick, do you think Among Us might be getting Corpse more famous than what Fortnite got Ninja?
Yeah.
Maybe not at his
maybe not at scale.
Yeah,
but in our world, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think Ninja will ever, or has ever, gotten the impressions. Like, Corpse could literally tweet a smiley face and get 400K likes. So
yeah,
it's just, I don't know. It's insane.
He put out a song with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, he put out a song with MGK, and then on TikTok, I remember there was a spurt of like a month where every video on my For You page was Corpse related.
Jeez.
People simping for him or talking about his voice or just whatever. So
yeah, I bet if he showed his face, he would probably get the same, like, you know, Ninja was on ESPN and Ellen and all of that stuff. So he was like everywhere. He was like the face of gaming for a while, which Corpse doesn't have a face, you know, to the public. So like it's super famous in a different way, but it's just insane to see how he's just had a rocket on his back for almost a year now.
If he, one of the most effective ways that Corpse could do a face reveal is do, like, you know how LeBron did the decision?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that style and format where, like, one of his best friends, like, say Sykkuno, interviews him for like an hour and then do like a countdown and then just bam, remove a mask. Oh my God. People would absolutely freak the fuck out.
Yeah. They really would.
But it would, like, at the end of the day, like the next day, it would just be like, oh, he just looks like a guy.
Yeah.
Not some alien.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, assuming he does just look like some normal guy, then yeah, he's just some normal guy. Which, yeah, I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I didn't. I checked up on the Among Us stream a couple times just to see how it was doing. The first time I checked on it, it was probably 15 minutes into the broadcast, and they were at 111,000 viewers. So I don't know what they got to in their peak, but just at that right there is insane. They had people from they had a couple people from the Stranger Things cast on there. Jimmy Fallon and the Roots was there. That'd be so cool. I bet Corpse puts out rap music, so I don't know how much, like, in the genre he loves or whatever. I don't know anything about his music taste, but I would assume playing Among Us with Questlove and Black Thought, if he's like a really like big rap fan, which I assume he is because he makes rap music, he was probably like fanboying the fuck out.
I just looked it up and it said 125K.
Jeez.
Which is obviously a fuck ton, but I would have thought it would have been a lot more.
Yeah.
I think the reason it might have not been as high is because they streamed it on Jimmy Fallon's Twitch, like official Twitch page, which he just made an account.
Yeah, I don't even think they had mods.
Right. So I think if, like, say Corpse streamed it, it might have been like triple.
Yeah, that's true. If Corpse streamed it on his YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I think didn't the AOC Among Us game do better?
Yeah, that numbers wise. I heard that one hit like, I mean, I have two different numbers in my head, but I don't want to be way off, but like maybe like over 300K.
Oh, okay. The number that was in my head was 180. So one of us is off. It's probably me. It's probably me. But yeah, they definitely didn't have mods, at least at the start, because the chat was sus, man. The chat was fucked up. You know, like the text pictures you can put in there.
Oh, just, the PCI art or whatever.
Yeah, let your imagination run wild with what was in Jimmy Fallon's chat for at least.
It's so funny. At least
at the start.
I don't know why
that's so messed up, man.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard, but just seeing a fucking dick in the chat made out of, like, you know, a bunch of periods and letters is so funny.
Yeah. Oh, like, my God.
So stupid. The AOS. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say there's like Among Us characters with massive dongs and everything. Like the dong is like the size of the character.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean it's dumb. Like people are.
Yeah,
I wonder how. Hopefully, because they, like I said, they showed it on Jimmy Fallon's show, so you have to assume the people involved knew that would happen. At least I hope. So I wonder because so they can't show chat in the show. I guess this has to be full screen the game maybe with all. Yeah. I don't know, but
for sure
that sucks, man.
It said the AOC Among Us game peaked at 439,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn, Jimmy Fallon, step your game up.
Which is crazy that game is more. I mean, maybe because that was when Among Us was more in its peak.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the only thing I could think of. But when I think of.
I was gonna say they debuted a new map, so like that. Yeah. We're at like a second peak. It's not nearly as high as the first one, but we are. I think we're at like the comeback.
Mm-hmm. You would think that Jimmy Fallon's more famous than AOC, even though she's like a public figure. But Jimmy Fallon is fucking massive.
Oh, he is 1,000%. I mean, like we're talking about the Twitch numbers, but then Jimmy could just roll up and be like, "Well, 8 million people watched it when it was on cable." You know, right. So it's like maybe that's why too, because people maybe. But I do feel like that's also a totally different demographic as well. The people that watch it on late night on NBC at 10 or 11 or whatever it airs, and then the people that watch it on Twitch when they played. Those are two very different people. I don't know. Not too many 10-year-olds are looking forward to the late show.
True.
It's just not that kind of content. Like not literally because it's like past their bedtime, but because like that's just not the kind of content like Conan and Jimmy Kimmel and all that is. I don't think kids like grow up these days watching that or caring about it.
Right.
Is my guess. But it still does like absurd numbers, millions and millions. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I cut you off again. What were you going to say?
I don't even remember. It wasn't that important.
Okay.
To be honest.
Well, nothing I say is ever important either.
Same.
So that's okay. Man. I guess like let's talk about E3, man. I want to get hype. I love getting hype.
Yeah. What are you hyped about?
People are shitting on E3 sometimes. Over the past few years, it's like E3 is not what it used to be, which it's not. This, that, and the other thing about E3. All these all these companies now are like putting out. They're doing their own thing. You got the PlayStation State of Play. You got Nintendo Directs. Guilty Gear does their developers' backyard. So many things. Like that's the way to do it now. But part of me will always and forever love having such a big event where everything gets announced at once. Like that's so cool and so fun. I understand the drawback of it, of like your announcement gets buried underneath every other announcement. Like getting together with your friends and having like the video game Super Bowl is dope as fuck. So E3 announced that they're doing their thing this year. Still doing it. It's online. It's a free event. It takes place from June 12th to June 15th. So 3 days like usual. And so far, they have confirmed to include appearances from Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Bros, and Koch Media. Koch. Probably Koch Media. So there's some big ones missing, like EA, PlayStation, of course, but none of them are like big surprises in the sense that like they're never there. Like PlayStation has made it clear that they don't really care about E3 anymore. Same with EA. EA might do their EA Play thing. I really hope PlayStation does a State of Play around the same time. But even though we're in a pandemic, E3's back and it's going to be hype, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are your what's the big announcement that you want to hear?
Nintendo has to show us. I really hope Nintendo shows us gameplay of Breath of the Wild 2. And announces the next big Mario game. I'm not gonna go through every company, but at Xbox, I feel like they have to show another big time AAA exclusive. Because the last event that they did, they announced Perfect Dark, which is like, Perfect Dark isn't a huge name really, but the game could be when it comes out. They're starting fresh. It's, through hype and trailers and gameplay and everything, like they can make it a big name. Capcom, there's a sliver of a chance we'll get Street Fighter 6. That would be pretty hype. And then I hope Warner Bros. Announces a new fighting game from NetherRealm, whether it's Injustice 3 or I really hope it's something brand new. But I think E3 could be great this year. Like it's rare. E3 rarely sucks. You get there's at least like we can go through the whole event, and even if you only get like 2 big games, like you still get those 2 big games. It's something to still look forward to and be hyped about. It's always fun.
Yeah. it's fun to watch with somebody too,
Yeah.
and just get hype about it. Like, I don't. It's crazy because I feel like there's always an event coming up because we watched the Xbox and PlayStation 1 last year, E3, the Nintendo Directs, the Pokemon Directs.
Yep.
And just like extensions of any of those too. So I feel like there's always something exciting, but E3 obviously is like the Super Bowl of video game announcements. So yeah, I don't know. Like I agree with you. Like I'm just excited to see kind of what gets announced. Like I'm looking at like predictions and stuff, and one of them's like pretty interesting. The PSVR 2.
Oh yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, last week or maybe the week before, they showed off their new controllers, and they look more in line with typical VR controllers that you see today, like with the Vive or whatever. Because in the past, with VR1 or with PSVR, the first one, it's just the PlayStation Move wands, and those existed way before VR was a thing, so they obviously weren't made for it. But now they have the much better looking controls. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. We could get, assuming Sony does a state of play around the same time, that would be a great time to talk about it.
The only thing that sucks about stuff like that is a lot of the games are going to be exclusive, which fucking sucks. It's my least favorite thing about video games.
Yeah, me too. Because you own, especially for you have a VR for PC. I don't think you'd buy a PSVR.
Right.
Like, it wouldn't really make sense.
Right.
And Sony knows that, so they're not going to be putting like it's the same problem they had with Vita. Like they're not going to be putting their big guns on it, you know?
Right.
Like God of War 3 isn't going to be a PSVR exclusive or something. So then it feels like every game that comes to it can't be that big of a deal. Because if it is, then it has to be on the PS5. Whereas with maybe like with Valve, they can put out Half-Life Alyx because they just have their Steam VR, where that is their thing. So I think most of your huge VR games won't be PSVR exclusive unless they double down on it more than they've ever doubled down on a peripheral before, which is possible, but I wouldn't expect it. Yeah.
What if they finally announce Sora and Smash?
I don't know. Like I feel like he's so obvious that once it happens, it's like finally, you know, it's not even like yes we got him. It's like finally they did it because he's so obvious that it's like why isn't he in it? But it'll still be fun and hype and cool. I still won't be playing the game, but I'll be happy. I'll be happy for everyone that wants to, that like has friends that they can play with.
I'll at least play a game with Sora just to check him out.
You have to buy him. Are you gonna buy him?
Why not?
Yeah, see, you gotta buy. I think each Smash character is $5.
Okay,
which
that's
like
not bad.
Yeah, that's a good price. But if you're gonna buy him once to play him and try him out, like I don't think that's worth it. If you're deep in it and play the game all the time, then sure, $5 is a great deal. Or you can get the season pass, which is probably like $25 for 6 characters or something like that. But Sora better be in Smash someday.
Yeah. When do you think we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 4? You think we're gonna get it this century?
If we're lucky. If we're lucky, we'll get it this century. I don't know. I still haven't played 3, so I don't know how 3 ends. But they've said that Kingdom Hearts isn't done. But they put out that rhythm game. So that might be what they mean. Just because Kingdom Hearts isn't done, that doesn't mean that there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know. But Square Enix isn't going to be at E3. They might do their own thing, like I've said with all these other companies. But announcements are just so fun. I love getting hyped for them. I know it's like a big corporate commercial and stuff, but I totally am. I'm a huge sucker for it, and I always will be.
Yeah, sometimes I get more hyped for the game and during the announcement than when I'm playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, some games the hype train is way better than the actual game. It's sad when that happens, but announcements are fun, and they totally know how to like play with our emotions, and they know how to do it. Like they'll do this huge build up, and then like Kratos steps out of the shadows or something, and waiting for that huge crowd pop. Like they know exactly how to do it, and so it's always fun. They can just control me like a puppet. I love it, man.
Dude, I better see Daddy Kratos, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so funny. All these things that we like want to see are from the companies that have said that they're not going to be at E3. And we're talking about E3. But like, yeah, we've got to see if God of War 2 is coming out this year, then obviously we have to see gameplay soon. So June is still 2 months away. E3 is. So assuming they do a state of play around the same time, that would have to be when the hype train starts, because we literally have only seen a title and a splash screen for it.
Yeah.
So let's say at the absolute latest, if it comes out this year, it'll be in November. So then that's only 4 months or 5 months of trailers and hype and interviews and videos and all that stuff, which in the video game space, that's not very long. I wish they would do that more often. I like when games are announced and then like 6 months max is when they come out. I hate this whole get hyped for this game that's coming out in 3 years. I'm so tired of that.
Don't even announce it.
Yeah, I was hoping Fallout 4 started a new precedent, 'cause that was like the big one. It's been years since then, but there was like the huge thing of like Fallout 4 was announced in June and then it came out in October, I think. Like that was so unprecedented back then. And we were hoping that was going to be like the new trend. But then that same company, Bethesda, announced Elder Scrolls 6 like a decade before it's ever going to come out. So apparently that didn't stick. But, you know, you live and you learn.
Dude, just talking about God of War Ragnarok just makes me happy. Like when I open that game and I first hear the music and see like the dev, where they do the dev graphic where it splashes on the screen, just like everything with that, I'm going to be like just ear to ear smiling.
Yeah. Those white letters, it's going to say Sony Interactive Entertainment, and it like fades in. Chills are going to hit me every time. Yeah,
that game, dude. As soon as I control Kratos, I'm going to feel like I'm literally going to throw my monitor because I'm going to feel like a god.
You're going to throw the axe in the game and you throw your DualSense at your computer screen.
Dude, just like in the last one where he lifts that tree trunk, just like stuff like that is going to be so fun with the haptic triggers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm really excited to see how they incorporate just the new controller stuff and just new mechanics. Like, I don't know. It's going to be the best podcast ever after we beat it.
Oh, for sure. Because I think with how PlayStation 5s are going now, God of War 2 will probably end up being the first game I play on PS5.
Same.
So that'll be my first experience with the haptic feedback and the triggers and everything with the DualSense, because, you know, like PC doesn't have any of that stuff right now. It kind of has haptic feedback, but it's like diet haptic feedback. Which, like, I couldn't pick a better game to have my first experience with that.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks that I have to wait a whole year since PS5 came out, but it's a consolation prize I'm willing to accept.
For sure.
Please, Daddy Kratos.
Oh my god, dude, he better have a fucking scene.
He does in the first 3 games, so it's not out of the question.
With the haptic triggers, the feedback. Oh my god, I'll be thrusting with my god strength.
My controller, I'll do that scene with the controller in my pants.
Yep. My dude looks like he just dove in a pile of powder donuts. That's what I'm gonna do.
He does
for my cosplay. I'm gonna do that for my cosplay.
Yeah. Is that still the plan?
Yeah.
I mean, not the donut thing, but the cosplay thing.
Yep, 100%.
Oh yeah. That reminded me of your tattoos. How's your? For those of you that don't know, Mike bought some temporary tattoos. And what's it called? What's the website called?
Inkbox.
Yeah, from Inkbox. How's it looking? It's been a couple days now. Is it still looking fresh?
Yeah, it's like after, I think they said 24 to 36 hours, but I'd say 36 is a safe bet. So when you first put it on, or when you look at the tat on the adhesive like screen piece thing, plastic, it's like a teal blue, like a light teal blue. And then after you put it on, it's like the same color, but then overnight it goes to like a dark blue. And then, you know, after 36 hours, it like turns black and it looks like a legit like tat. And
that's cool.
And it stayed like that. I can like rub my skin and like nothing happens and it looks real. Like people, my friend Sal, he's one of my IRL friends, and he came in one of my streams. He's like, dude, you got tatted? Like he thought it was real. So it's, they're really cool. Like I think if for anyone that's like debating getting a tattoo, this is 100%. I would try this first because I have like the feeling and thought of like, this is real. Like it doesn't feel like a fake thing. So like, I know that you know 100% if you really want a tattoo or not by having these. And I know I 100% don't want one, but they're really cool.
Yeah. Can you feel it? Like when you rub it with your hand, does it feel like anything is on your arm, or does it still just feel like your arm?
Yeah, it just feels like nothing, like it's inside of your skin. Like it's under the top layer.
I know, that's what I'm trying to like wrap my head around.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not like on top of your skin. It's like a marker or like a sticker. It's like literally inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said when I woke up. But yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, because I've decided recently that I actually do want a tattoo now that I have a good idea for one. And I've probably said that exact same line on the podcast 800 times. And I think I would do that first. Now, after hearing your recommendation of it, I'm pretty sure I would do that first.
I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, because it was cheap. It was only like $30, right? Something like that.
For two.
Yeah.
So 20 for one.
Yeah, so I wouldn't just do like the full exact thing that I want, because the thing that I want is pretty like detailed and there's a lot to it, kind of. But I would try to kind of do something similar and get like maybe 2 or 3 of them and throw them together. Then I'll know.
Yeah, you'll know, you'll feel like you actually have one, and then you'll know like how you feel about it, where you would want to put them, how you do it differently, or just if you really want tats, like everything. So it's a really cool experiment.
I'll probably do it. I gotta get my arm looking better though. It's a little twig right now.
Where do you plan on putting yours?
On my right arm.
Like above your elbow?
Both. It'll be like a sleeve. Not it. Kind of
like a 3/4.
So yeah, something like that. It'll probably start like right under my shoulder and then work its way down to maybe like halfway down my forearm. But
it's covered all around.
Kind of.
And that's a lot of ink.
Yeah, I know. It's one that I would have to do in sessions. You know, like you get. I used to work with a guy that had the solar system on his arm, and yeah, it looked really badass. I should actually call him and ask him who did it. And he did it. He basically did like, he said each time he went, he did a new planet and a little bit of the background each time. Because like you don't want to sit there forever. 2, the artist would probably get tired or whatever, and you don't want that, of course. And 3, I think your arm would be fucked up going through that for so long. It would probably fuck with your nerves or something.
Man, tattoos are wild.
I know. I wonder who got the first tattoo and what it was like.
Some dumbass. It wasn't a smart person for sure.
Yeah. Everyone around, he's like, dude, I'm going to do this. And they're like, no, you're not. That's stupid. And he's like, I promise I'm going to do it. And then he pulled it off. Everyone's like, whoa. That's kind of cool, actually.
There might have been a couple guys before him that died from ink poisoning or whatever, or got super sick.
But one guy was committed enough. Like, all these failures, I really want this dinosaur on my arm, though. I'm doing this. And that's how the first tattoo was made.
He probably was like, fuck, this hurts. But I hope it's worth it.
But back then, I feel like everything hurts back then. You got to hunt for your food. Shoes. I mean, I don't know how old the oldest tattoo is, but shoes might not have existed.
Yeah.
So you just walk around barefoot on rocks.
Yeah, dude. Fucking savages, dude.
I know.
People think they're tough now.
Oh, the nerds of the year 500 could beat the fuck out of the tough guys of 2021.
Probably.
Guaranteed. You gotta go fight off gazelles and everything. Every time you just want to like have a meal, you gotta go kill the bunny.
Yeah, with your bare hands. Like,
yep.
That would feel so I don't even know, just like
terrible.
Can't think of the word. Yeah. Primal.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God.
Yeah, there's an old show we talked about. Fuck, I forgot which guest it was. It might have been Duty Beard, I think. Where there's this show Kid Nation back in the day, and they had to like get their own food, and there was chickens, and they had to kill the chicken, and it's all these kids like, I'm not killing this chicken. And then this one of the older kids, he just walks up like, I got this, and just boom with the axe cut the chicken's head off like a beast. And all the other kids are like, everyone looked at him differently after that day. Hell
yeah, that's how you assert dominance.
Yeah, but he did it. Like, you know, he's like, I mean, like on TV, how they set it up, it looks pretty messed up. But if you think about it, like you got to eat.
Yeah.
We got to kill this. People live on farms and kill chickens every day. It's sad. Yeah. It's a sad fact of life.
It's something that I will never want to watch a video on.
No, never. I eat chicken every single day of my life, but you better never show me the process of it getting to me.
Yep.
Never, please.
I remember, I'm not even gonna explain it, but I remember seeing a video of something, like just how they like treat the animals and just like the killing process, and just seeing what I saw, I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't eat chicken for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's so sad.
It is.
Sometimes, have you ever driven past one of those semis that have all the chickens in it?
Probably, but I can't think of what they look like.
Yeah, I just remember a couple times just driving past this long truck that has like holes in it. I guess, I don't know. It's probably not. I'm sure it's not for them to breathe because they don't care about that.
Right.
But it's like some way or another you can see inside, and the chickens are in these cages that are like a quarter of an inch bigger than what the chicken is. And they're just like, who knows how long they're in there. And then they get their, I don't know. This is depressing. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about some rapid fire.
Let's do it.
All right. I've got a good. Oh, you go.
The only reason I think I would go first is because it's kind of related to, we were talking about animals. So
okay, let's do it.
Kind of weaves in. Would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
Ooh, I'd rather be covered in fur. Because then I'd be all fluffy, and chicks love fluffy. So I don't know if they love
the chicks.
Exactly. Oh, 90% of everything that got, well, not just me, but like people in general. 90% of, all right, here's a secret for all the ladies out here. 90% of what every guy does is to try to get a girl in the future. I'm going to let you know right now. Like whether it's like for their job or when they go to work out, or when they like the outfit that they're buying, they want to have a girl in the future. Maybe not like a significant other forever, but it's for the ladies. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and it's 100% fact. Don't even ask anybody else. That's all you gotta know.
So why do the girls never do anything for the purpose of getting a man? Why is it so opposite?
No, I didn't say that.
No, I'm not saying you said it. I'm just asking like a question.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a girl, so I can't answer that. You gotta ask a girl. I don't know. I'm not gonna mansplain. I fucking hate the term mansplaining, but I'm not gonna mansplain this for you, because I don't know. But I'd be furry because it'd be cool. Do I get a tail too or no?
No.
Okay. Yeah. As long as it's like pet fur. If it's like the lame human fur that I already have, that's disgusting, then no, I don't want that. But
yeah, that's a sweaty fucking mess, dude.
Yeah. But if it's like a pet, if it's like cat or dog hair or something like that, like a fox, something like that, I'm in. What about you? Scales are dope though.
I like your response to fur because being fluffy, the only thing that would suck is the summer would suck ass. Like, because when dogs get really hot, they're panting.
Yeah, when dogs have their tongue is like hanging to the ground and they're like 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's like, damn, bro, get inside where the AC is.
Yeah, about to give him a low cut fade or something.
Dude, you know there's dogs walking around with a fade right now. That's so funny. I've never thought of that.
I saw a TikTok of somebody that put a filter on their dog that looked like they got their head shaved and it had human ears. Dude, that shit looked so funny. I wish I could find it.
I gotta see that. That's funny.
He was like, and the caption was like, I gave my dog a haircut. And they're like, why does it have human ears? They're like, it's a filter, you dumbass. But it was funny.
Oh, man.
My man looked like a fucking Gary living down the block. Like, just put a human head on a dog body. It looks so funny. And the music playing.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. I think fur is probably the better way, but I'm gonna go scales. I don't know exactly how do scales actually work. Like, would I be? Maybe that might be too creepy because I'm thinking of like fish, right? Or like crocodile. The crocodiles don't really have scales. What do they have?
Yeah, isn't everything? I don't know. I guess I always just assume if you're a reptile, you're covered in scales, but that might not be true. Like a chameleon? Like, is their skin, is that scales?
I don't know. I'm like mind fucked right now because I don't even know what to think.
That's one of those things where I never had to think deeper of. You just assume like what a scale is. I don't know.
It is what it is. I would go fur. Scales are too creepy.
Yeah.
Unless my abs were scales. I don't know. Rock hard abs.
Yeah. Most dog I don't know. You know when like a dog or a cat lays on their back, like their stomach is usually exposed kind of, so you could still have abs.
True.
I guess a human covered in fur might be different than a dog covered in fur, obviously. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. All you.
Okay. I was trying to see if we could have a pregnant pause there for the lulz.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. How much money is life-changing money for you? Can you put an exact number on it? If you won X amount of dollars right now, your life is different in like a big way. Do you have a number for that?
And
don't cheat and be like 5 million, like the lowest amount. Because obviously $5 million is life-changing money.
I want to say $1 million.
Damn.
Just because, I mean, I guess 100,000 would, but that's not going to last like that long. Like maybe 5 years.
Would you
maybe
buy a
10
house
years?
if you got $100,000? Because that's pretty life-changing. You live on your own, have your own house.
It'd be hard not to. The only thing is I just want to make sure I'd be set with, making money for the future. So it's a weird thing to answer because I don't know if there's like someone would just give me, unless it's an absurd amount. I don't know if there's like, it's more about what I'm bringing in rather than how much I could get.
Yeah, like a total, like you're setting yourself up to make money long term, not just being handed a lump sum.
Right. Like, yeah, like having money that's like, it's like constantly like a flow rather than just like a lump sum.
Like this could be another good question. This could be a cringe question too, but like, would you rather have $100,000 or 100,000 followers?
$100,000, because 100,000 followers, like they always talk about a lot of people on Twitter that'll have like hundreds of thousands of followers and they're broke. So
yeah,
the thing that sucks with followers is that it's like a media currency, like a electronic currency, but it doesn't there's no like, if you have this amount of followers you're gonna make this amount of money. Like there's no there's no exchange rate with it. So I would just take the money and then try to use that to funnel in growth and whatever.
I would take 100,000 hardcore fans over $100,000 though.
Yeah, if they were like diehard, then yes.
Yeah, because there's a huge difference between a follower and a hardcore fan.
Right. Exactly.
Because if I have 100,000 hardcore fans, I drop an album and make more than $100,000.
Yeah.
And the podcast every week getting that many views. That'd be way more.
What would that translate? Yeah, I don't know what that would translate to. Yeah, I mean, you would get sponsors, you would get ad revenue. So, I mean, you could have a Patreon then.
Yeah, it would be way better.
It would be. It would take like maybe a year or two, but at the long term, it'd be way better.
I think it'd be instant. 100,000 hardcore fans, like base, and then because that's instant Twitch partnership, that's instant YouTube money. That's
true.
Like like
every
you
platform,
said, like. Or no, just in general, like 100,000 hardcore fans they would follow you on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff.
That would be way more valuable than $100,000. That'd be like $1 million. That would be in the millions.
Yeah. And then Patreon, maybe not. Because I've been hardcore fans of people and I don't support their Patreon, so that might not translate to 100,000 Patreon subs, but maybe 1,000.
Merch is the best thing ever, man. Because like it's not like there's a paywall. Like they physically get something in return that they're excited about and they can like wear like more than one time. And like they don't have to pay monthly for merch. You know what I mean? Like it's a one-time purchase. Like it's just such a good thing to have. Yeah,
and it's cool because you need clothes. So like you get something out of it. I love repping things that like the shirt that I'm wearing right now is one of the very rare instances where I'm not wearing a shirt that like represents something that I like. Like I always have like a band shirt or a game shirt or a show or wrestling, like something.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, if I'm a huge like Corpse fan or Critical or whoever, and they got a shirt, like it's cool.
Hell yeah. That's
Merch
the
is
best. Dope. Is that your first rapid fire?
Yeah. But for me, just really quick to answer the question, mine is $45,000 because that pays off my student loans. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So like the 10,000 is great and it'd be nice, but it doesn't change my life. My life doesn't actually change until you hit 45,000, and then that's when student loans are gone. So then I could probably get a house then, because instead of having a student loan payment, I would have mortgage, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, damn. Now I feel like a fucking whiny bitch for asking for 100K.
No, that's fine though. Like you live in a house. Like, I mean, if 100K is life changing money, then so be it.
Yeah.
But like,
it's so tough to tell. Like money just goes so fast.
Yeah. So yeah, that's because my big thing. Because if you gave me $45,000 right now, my life doesn't change like instantly. Like I can't go buy a house with that money or go buy a car or whatever. But student loans are expensive as fuck, as most of you know. So like, just imagine you just snap your fingers and you don't pay that monthly anymore. My morale is higher. That dark cloud over my head with that 45,000 number is just evaporated. Like super life-changing money, even though from the outside it might look like I'm living exactly the same, but just everything would be better.
True.
Fuck college.
Yep. You heard it here.
Yep. All you kids out there, only go to college. No, I don't want to tell people how to live, or I don't want parents mad at me, but don't go to college if you don't know what you're going to college for.
Yeah, college get your gen eds out the way.
Yeah, college is fantastic if you know why you're going to college. But if you're going to college because your parents told you to, you better figure something out, because that's not good.
Go to the cheapest college you can find like you can literally find in your area for your associates.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Because you don't want to have to pay 30 grand for literally something that you could get somewhere else. You can still hang out with all your friends at the big college and go to the dorms and party, do whatever you got to do.
Yep. And if your program doesn't have an associates like mine, then just get all your general eds out of the way, do all the same thing. You just leave that first place without a degree, and that's fine. Because then the credits transfer over. It's they're like the super, like I've heard a few like super rich people or whatever say like it's like, I guess, a joke that like community college is like where the dumb kids go or whatever. Like that's so not true. That's never been true ever.
Yeah.
People that think that community college is like lesser they either didn't go to college or they don't understand how it works, because the credits are exactly the same. You go to community college, your credits transfer to the university that you go to. You could go to the bum ass community college and those credits like could transfer to Harvard maybe. Like it's the same credit. So just figure everything out and have a plan before you just go and blow all your money for no reason.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
My second question is, this is a funny one. Would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green, or never have to stand in line again?
Never stand in line again.
Really?
Easy. Because I like driving, and if I'm in my car, I'm listening to music. So if that means I have to sit at this red light and listen to music a little bit longer, I'm down. But standing in line, man, every time you go to the store, amusement parks, every time you get food, when you go to the bank, ATM.
True.
That's not even a thought for me.
That's a good point, because when I found this question, I was 100% the opposite. I would rather just never hit a green light, never hit a stop sign. Imagine just literally like a beeline to where you got to go.
Yeah, it does sound nice.
It would cut every trip that I have in half.
Yeah.
And traffic is so annoying.
Yeah. I agree.
So, I mean, I could see for both of them for sure. I don't stand in line that often. When I go to the grocery store, I do the self-checkout.
Same.
I don't ever go to my bank. I pay through all, online or just in cash or whatever you got to do. But I don't have to worry about that. When you go to the dentist or the doctor, you have an appointment. So you have to wait there. I don't go to amusing parts. I mean, I guess sometimes I don't go to GameStop anymore. Like a GameStop line was annoying when you see some person that's trying to sell like a fucking 50 games, and they're looking through all of them and telling them they give them 23 cents for it, and the person's pissed, and you're like, dude, I just want to buy the new Madden.
Yep.
Or if you're waiting for a game at midnight and you got to wait after 50 people there that are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stuff like that would suck.
It
was also fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Midnight releases were fun at the same time.
Yeah. I loved every midnight release I went to. Yeah. And I feel like I think I've mentioned this on the pod before too, but I feel like I'm cursed also with the person in front of me always has to do the most complicated order of all time.
Like at a food place?
Like anywhere.
Really?
Anywhere. Even dude, I went to Speedway yesterday and I literally just wanted to buy a Lenny and Larry's cookie. Like I'm in there. If it was empty, I'm in there 30 seconds flat. No more, no less. I have the easiest transaction in the history of transactions. And the person in front of me was someone who was trying to get a refund for their prepay gas thing. And there's a language barrier and they could not get over it. And the person, they were having a huge issue, not just because of the language barrier, but that didn't help. And oh my God, they stood there forever. And I'm just waiting and waiting, hoping that another employee would come by and like take over the other register or something. But nope, I had to sit there and wait forever. It was the worst. And I feel like that's a common occurrence for me.
Yeah, that shit's annoying. When when you're behind somebody at like a gas station and they like have to pay the most, like the dumbest way, like something doesn't work, you're just like, bruh.
Yeah. Or like last time I went to Popeyes, I went behind a family that got a buffet of Popeyes. I'm trying to get a number 2.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, I always have the easiest transaction and I'm always behind the hardest one. It sucks. So that'd be nice. And I'm not saying like red lights are cool or anything. Like the green light thing would be awesome.
Yeah.
But if I got to pick one, I'm going the lights.
I feel you.
This one is one I mentioned to you in the past, saving it for a rainy day. Never brought it up on the podcast. So, so you've heard this one before, but the people haven't. The beautiful people. If they announced that your game never ever got new content ever again, would you drop it?
Immediately or in the future?
In the very, very near future, like less than a week.
Probably. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, if they literally announced tomorrow that Apex is like they're done, they're gonna work on a new game and they're not releasing any new content for it, I'd probably move to another game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to keep making content on a game that's gonna die, like literally die, not just people commenting on every Fortnite post and saying this game's dead.
Yeah, like actually dead. Yeah, they put a bullet in it.
Yeah, I'd probably drop it.
Okay.
What about you?
I wouldn't. The clock would definitely start ticking for sure. But no, I don't know. I don't have a game. I guess Apex is my game with you. But no, I would probably play it. It'd probably still have a few months in it, just because it's like I think it's so much fun. But yeah, the clock would be. I mean, every game's clock is ticking now, of course. But that one, it'd be more apparent. But no, not a week. I would still play it like just for the fun of it.
Depends on the type of game too.
Yeah.
It's a fighting game. That shit lasts forever.
Yeah, like I play Mad Dead games. And then obviously like single player games are out of the question. Like I'm not waiting for the next God of War update.
Yeah.
But with like games like Apex, like they're made like that, they're made with longevity in mind and stuff. So that's just what made me think about this question of like, why I always think of why do people play games? Like, why are people still playing League of Legends, or why are people still playing Fortnite or Apex or whatever? So it's just like fun to get insight of like, is it the rush of like, or not the rush, but just like the fun of new things? Is it that you're looking forward to new stuff? And do cosmetics really do it for you like that? Or is it like the game is just fun as fuck and that's everything? Or is it lesser? Or is it 90% of it, 20% of it? It's just fascinating to me.
Depends on the like who you are too. So yeah, for content creation, it'd be dumb for me to keep playing a game that's like literally not going to be relevant. Like most content creators would probably make a video and say, why did Respawn kill off Apex? And then it'd be content for that. but then you'd have to find like the next game. People would either move to Valorant or COD or back to 4 or Siege or whatever new game. So
yeah,
I wouldn't really have a choice.
Yeah, so that's another thing that would be fun with it too, is then how long would the game, because the game would still live on for a long time. Like just from the people playing it, like people still play Battlefield 2 on PC and they had servers and stuff. So Apex would still live for a long time. So it'd be cool to see like what the community does to rally around it. If there'd be like tournaments, like how Maximilian dude did his MVC2 or MVC3 Lives tournament a few, like that was maybe like a month or two ago now, and that was huge for a game that's old as hell. So things like that, it's cool to see how the community rallies around a game and like keeps it alive, stays having fun with it once the developer has moved on. It'd be cool to see the Apex community do something like that.
Yeah, if it's a masterpiece of a game, you know, like NFL Street, then it will last forever.
Yeah, we played NFL Street last year, I think that was.
Yeah,
we had a blast. That game's so fun in 2020. It's so good, and like, you know, that game's literally never had a single update.
It's so sad, man.
I know.
It's like that game coming out like remastered or just like a new version of that coming out would just be blissful. Like loading that up, I would just be like, holy fuck, I am an NFL Street content creator right now. Yeah, your whole thing of like Twitch, YouTube, everything would probably just be like NFL Street for at least a month. Yeah, at least. If I had to guess. That's funny how that sounds like a long time in content creation, but in reality, it's like a month, lol. Yeah. For at least a month. At least a month. Because that's like a video every day. That's like 4 streams a week. That's some TikToks probably. I would probably stream it. Like, like if I had so much fun. I played Knockout City for like an hour and I was having a blast and it was a fun game. It's a big beta. So like, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'll stream it. Why not? Why not? So if something like NFL Street came out, I'd probably do the same thing. It's just that kind of fun hype game. Yeah, I love arcade games. They're the best. Yeah, it's pure fun. Do you have one more? My traffic. I asked my two. Oh yeah. All right, then I guess that wraps up our show. Yep. Yeah, this has been episode 78 of the Chillin' for Our Lives podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in with us. We went well over an hour this time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Mike, hope you enjoyed. Check out my new song, Every Time, wherever you enjoy music. It's there. Let me know what you think. Tune in next week, same time, same place, Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you enjoy podcasts. Check out Mike's streams on twitch.tv/ElectricityWave, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things at ElectricityWave, at Stadium Beats. Do you have any final words for the people? If you like the podcast, tell a friend, and also review us on Apple Podcasts, 5-star. The link is in the description on YouTube. So you just literally click on it, leave a review, 5-star. We read it on the next episode. We'll shout you out, show you some love. And if you guys ever have questions you want to ask us for the podcast for the future, or any comments below on topics, leave them on the YouTube video. And thank you guys for listening. Bye. Bye.